I'm T.H. Culhane.
And I'm Luke Dollar.
We are National Geographic explorers, among other things.
I'm a professor and chair of Catawba College's Department of Environment and Sustainability, right here in North Carolina.
And I'm a professor and the director of the Patel College of Global Sustainability's Climate Change Program at USF Tampa.
Among other things, we wear many hats.
As we know you do too, and the ability to explore the many dimensions of our personalities and ambitions, and the ability to navigate through the challenges of finding our niche and métier in an ever-changing world, is something we all want to help our students master as we seek to create impact education that serves the whole child and helps create a holistic thinking adult.
What National Geographic has challenged and encouraged all of us in the Explorers family to do is to move out of our silos and innovate by creating synergies with other explorers and scientists outside of our fields. And what you see here on this stage is a living example of that National Geographic ethic. My expertise and passion is in carnivore conservation and human-wildlife coexistence. In my experiences working with the National Geographic Big Cats Initiative and my own long history working with the FUSA, it becomes clear that my work, like TH's, crosses an incredible number of disciplines which are all necessary within the construct not only of STEAM, but all comprehensive solutions to the planet's problems.
Meanwhile, my expertise is sustainable development through the Food, Energy, Water Nexus. As a recipient of the first 3 National Geographic Innovation Challenge Synergy grants, I spend a lot of my time in the Middle East and Africa working on ways to empower the urban poor to turn their food waste into fuel and fertilizer and use solar energy to power their homes, heat water, and grow their own food. I will be telling you about how we are working on this kind of urban ecology today.
Our goal is to show you how we synergize our different disciplines through relationship building, one of the themes of this conference.
And create deeper scientific literacy, another of the themes of this conference, so that we can be living examples of collaborative learning and the impact of group work and team-building leadership.
You see, as teachers and members of the National Geographic E-Team, our lives are all about relationship and collaboration to create a global impact.
Speaking about that E-Team, shall we show them what it's all about? I think it's pretty cool. That's Luke with the funny machine on the left of this picture. What on earth is that machine, Luke?
Why, it's a mimeograph machine, of course. Remember those? No, seriously, it's one of our traps that we use to capture and release the FUSA, predators we study. Let's see. There's the famous oceanographer, our friend Sylvia Earle, and the author Jared Diamond. And that's you on the bottom left of this picture, isn't it? With what appears to be a giant mimeograph machine? Is that what that is?
It's a photovoltaic solar panel that turns sunlight into electricity. Actually, the artists got it wrong. I was living in the slums of Cairo, Egypt, teaching people how to build solar hot water panels that turn the sun's rays into heat before I started turning food scraps into methane. But sometimes people confuse solar electricity and solar hot water systems. Still, I do work with solar electricity, and as I will show, my wife and I actually live off-grid in Florida using solar and biogas systems that our students helped us install in order to get their grade in a hands-on way. In the Nat Geo family, we feel this is the best way to create literacy in science. Learn science by doing science. You do science with your students too, don't you, Luke?
Absolutely. I take my students with me to Madagascar, where they get up close and personal with some of the most endangered wildlife on Earth. How about I take our audience on a journey into the work I do, and then you show them what you do, and then we'll wrap things up by showing how, by working together and educating others, we can have the kind of impact that brings wildlife conservation and human welfare into synchrony to create a better world for all.
Sounds like a plan.
My work takes me and my students, and even my small children, to the jungles of Madagascar. In order to save highly endangered lemurs and FUSA and their habitat, we have to build strong relationships with the local community. Regardless of our background or education, we find common ground to make sure that all stakeholders are able to express their opinions and give voice to their concerns and ideas. Scientific literacy means not just the application of our methods and laboratory procedures, but honoring how local people see the landscape and understand the role of all creatures in it, culturally as well as biologically. Back in the lab and classroom at Catawba, we learn a lot about the physical systems that keep the ecology going, but in the field we have to use our understanding of other people and their relationship to nature.
My work has similar features. When I'm in the laboratory or classroom, we're exploring the big picture of the nexus between food, water, and energy. The focus is more on the theory. In the field, I'm a practitioner, trying to implement what we've discussed, and it isn't always easy. A technology that works well in the lab doesn't always fit the culture or lifestyle of people in the field. That's why, in addition to developing good relationship skills and working on communicating ideas in a culturally appropriate manner, I also try to be the nexus, implementing all the technologies and ideas I teach and preach about in my own home, in my own life. The only way for people to trust me that an environmentally sustainable best practice is good for their community is if, when they ask, "Do you do this?" the answer is yes. Then we can get to how to make it fit their circumstances.
This is why you and your wife moved into a 40-foot RV trailer and took it off-grid, right?
Our job as teachers and National Geographic explorers, I feel, is to boldly take our students where no one has gone before, to be the change we want to see, and to push the frontiers of knowledge through praxis by blending theory and practice and living it.
Our work shows students that everything is interconnected and that everything we do at home and in our communities, whether in the city or the forest, it's related. As we strive to demonstrate that by getting out of our silos and our comfort zones, working together across disciplines and cultures, we can find common ground that can create a win for all.
Yes, science is about seeing the big picture, seeing the whole, and that means we must teach the whole child and help everyone whose lives we touch play a meaningful role in keeping our Earth systems whole. That is how, I think, we can have the most impact.
Let's all be impact teachers.